Hello, everyone. This is criminal profiler Pat Brown. And yesterday, it was reported by the family that Hana Kobayashi was found safe in Mexico, and they're not going to be discussing it. Well, I bet they're not, because, first of all, found safe in Mexico, shocker. We all knew she went to Mexico on her own, of her own volition, and was doing whatever she felt like down in Mexico. And there was no reason to fear for her safety. There has never been a reason to fear for safety. She left the LAX on her own. She was seen having fun in LA, going to venues, having a good time. She was seen she went to the bus station on her own, seen crossing into Mexico on her own. She was never sex trafficked or under threat in any way, except that is what the family wanted you to believe. And so they started this GoFundMe. They got nearly $50,000, which now that she's been found safe, they are saying you have to December 18th to get your money back. Well, this GoFundMe was not only for her, but also for her father's passing. Okay, why are you responsible for her father's passing? Why should you give money for her father's passing? Father and she were estranged for whatever reasons that the family didn't talk about. And the father goes out there, and within a week he offs himself, which I'm saying he has psychological problems of his own. But why are you responsible for that? Why should you be paying to help the family out with his issues? What does that have to do with anything when they knew darn well that their daughter probably did everything without being forced into anything? They knew, her mom and her sister putting out this, please, Hannah's out there. I think somebody's got her. She's in danger. No, you knew darn well that exactly what kind of person Hannah was. But you didn't tell the public because she's a con artist and so are you. She's a scammer and so are you. All right, so why do I say these things? Okay. Let me read you something. I knew a lot of this basic stuff before, but it's presented very well in this new Daily Mail article. Now, I know some of you call the Daily Mail the Daily Fail and don't like it. Think it's a garbage media outlet. However, I will tell you this, which most people don't understand. The Daily Mail has the best crime information and facts that I've of any media outlet. And that even includes, since they're UK media outlet, but they have the best US information as well on crimes. Go figure, but it's true. So here they have information on what is behind all of this. Now, if you remember, they said she's 30 years old, and they said, she's an artist, she's an aspiring photographer, she's a lovely person, blah, blah, blah. Well, aspiring photographer. She worked in a weed shop. Man, at 30 years old, you work in a weed shop. You're not doing so well with your photography. All right. You're not being successful. Now I get that. Artists are often not successful. So I can't hold that against her, but still. She worked in a weed shop. And she liked to go to raves on the beach and do psychedelics and dance all night. Call her a free spirit if you like. And she has every right to be this kind of free spirit. If she's doing illegal stuff, which she wasn't entirely doing legal stuff, as far as I can see, as far as drugs go, and I'll get into that. But she's also doing other stuff that is not legal. So where you have the right to be a free spirit, you don't have the right to break the law and to scam people. And your family doesn't have the right to scam people. So let me read you some of this article. The real reason Hana Kobayashi vanished on a trip of a lifetime to New York and headed for Mexico. First of all, she didn't vanish. She didn't vanish. She got off the plane. She went and had a good time in LA. She was seeing places. She went back and got her luggage. She got on a bus and she went to Mexico. That's not vanishing. She was just doing what she damn well pleased. And her family refused to tell the public that. They kept saying, oh my God, we know she's in danger. She's being sex trafficked. Let's get $50,000. All right. Okay, now that Hana Kobayashi has come forward to declare she is safe, I don't know that she came forward to declare she is safe, but this is a little hazy. Safe and well. Okay, so what's the incredible story behind her disappearance? I'll call it the irritating saga, not the incredible story. It was just irritating. She was on her way to New York from home, from the Hawaii island of Maui, when she decided to walk out of the Los Angeles International Airport and disappear. She didn't disappear, she just went places. She's an adult. She's 30 years old. She has the right to go any damn place she wants. I don't know the police would have paid attention to this, except for the family came out and started doing all this public stuff in the media, and the media went crazy with it, and a whole bunch of you good-hearted people out there started sending money to and walking in the streets saying, "Find Hana, find Hana." I, you got good hearts, but you're easy to sucker. Let me just say that, because right from the beginning, I said she's not in any kind of trouble. 30-year-olds don't get pulled into sex trafficking. I mean, they could decide to prostitute themselves, but she's not going to be kidnapped. That's just nonsense. So everything pointed to her making her own choices. So, hey, everybody gets to make their own choices at 30 years old, even if you don't like them. And why are we paying for that crap? Why are we making a big deal of it? But it was made a big deal of. So anyway, she wasn't on that flight by herself. No, she wasn't. She was on her way to the Big Apple alongside her new green card husband, Argentina native Alan, and the last name is Cacace. I forgot to check out how to pronounce it, so I'm not even going to try. So we'll just call him Alan. In a bid to hoodwink immigration officials into believing their marriage was genuine. This is exactly right. She was involved in an immigration scam, which means she's committing a criminal act. She wants to go dance on a beach and smoke weed if it's legal in Hawaii. Okay, fine. If you're involved in immigration scams, it's not fine. It's illegal because you're taking money to fake a marriage. It's not okay. And I like how they say, and the Daily Mail doesn't mince words, so they said, hoodwinking. She's trying to hoodwink immigration officials. So anyway, on that flight, her ex-boyfriend, Amun Miranda, joined them with his own green card wife, Marianne, who was happened to be Alan's girlfriend. Okay, so Alan and his girlfriend found two Hawaiians to hook up with and pay to marry them so they could both be in Hawaii or US or whatever. And both of them participated. So her ex-boyfriend also participated in this illegal immigration fraud. This messy love square, not a triangle, but a square, all on one plane together was only possible because Alan had allegedly, so they're proper in saying what they need to say, given Kobayashi $15,000 with the promise of a similar sum once the immigration documents allowed him to stay in the United States were issued. The ruse of their sham marriage was already in the works. Hold on a second. My page just reloaded. Jeez. Thank you very much, iPad. That's actually, the Daily Mail has it's a very difficult page sometimes. They have too much advertising on it, which causes this. Okay. All right. The ruse of their sham marriage was already in the works after they tied the knot in October. Pictures of the ceremony. Oh, yes, there are pictures of the ceremony. Here they are getting married in Hawaii. Everybody knew they got married in Hawaii. This was in October. Her friends knew that worked at the old weed shop. Her mother supposedly found information about it in her apartment. But, they didn't tell the public that because they still want to get $50,000 or more. Anyway. Okay, so the pictures of a ceremony were shown to Kobayashi's colleagues at the Up and Smoke, the Maui smoke shop where she worked. But Alan believed that the pictures of him with Kobayashi, perhaps in front of the Empire State Building, Central Park, Statue of Liberty, would be enough to persuade immigration officials that their marriage was for real. So in other words, just the marriage photo, kind of questionable. But if they could go on a trip together, and be in New York, maybe the officials would think that they're actually together. You see. All right. So the site is having its loading issues again. Okay, here we go. There was no secret, Desiree, a coworker, told DailyMail.com. She told us about her plans. If she told all her coworkers about her plans, Wouldn't you think her family, her mom and her sister, would make sure to talk to her coworkers to find out what's going on with Hana before they went to the public and claimed that she was being kidnapped and asked for money? All right, so the Argentinian couple wanted to hop on the trip at the last minute because it presented an opportunity for photos of their romantic vacation. All right, so in other words, the Hana and her ex-boyfriend were supposed to be going on a nice trip to New York that had been planned. They broke up because apparently her ex-boyfriend said she was cheating on him, or well, maybe not cheating, but hooking up with another ex-boyfriend, a DJ. Anyway, so they had broken up, but they had the tickets, so they were like, hey, he had reasons to go to New York. She wanted to see New York. Her aunt was there. She was going to have fun. And at the last minute, this couple, the Argentinian couple, who they both married, wanted to jump on board and say, hey, we want to get these pictures in New York to make our marriage look legal. But the dynamics of the group got quickly complicated. Kobayashi's colleagues told Daily Mail she had mixed feelings about going on the trip, feeling both excited by checking off a location on her bucket list where she could see relatives, but also frustrated she would have to share her flight with her ex-boyfriend, Miranda. Oh, okay, that's just, you can't do that, right? Okay. Her co-workers also divulged that her cash cows in the form of Alan and his girlfriend were also at a point of contention for the formerly missing woman. Formerly missing woman, I like that term, who didn't want either of them coming on this trip. Because they should spoil brat, in my opinion, but okay. Kobayashi supposedly told them she didn't want to waste time taking photos with them, but would reluctantly sacrifice one day of her weekly planned vacation to satisfy their wishes. Girl, you're taking money from these people. You're involved in an immigration scam. They're going to give you supposedly $15,000 now and $15,000 later. You can't give up a freaking day. You got to be bitter about that. You're going to go see some sights. I just went to New York City with my daughter and granddaughter. We did all those sites. We took the tuk-tuk ride through Central Park. It was really cool. Went to the fountain where the Friends, you jump up and do the Friends thing. We went to the Empire State Building. We saw a great view. We went to, Statue of Liberty. Yes, you could probably give up one day of your life to do things you should want to do anyway. And you don't want to, I guess you don't want to have to take photos with that Alan dude. Well, take a photo with Alan dude and then shove the guy over there and take your own picture. You make a big deal of this. So anyway, so she reluctantly was going to go along with it. And then there was Marianne, who Kobayashi had a recent fight with, revolving her jealousy of her marrying her ex-boyfriend. Wait a minute. Marianne, the girlfriend of Alan, the Argentinian, the two Argentinians. Marianne was pissed off that, I guess, her boyfriend Alan married a pretty attractive woman, and she was jealous of that. And I do remember Hana saying that the girlfriend had an issue with her. And Hana was like, girl, I'm not trying to steer your man. This is an arrangement we talked about beforehand. Okay, y'all a bunch of losers, okay? Sorry. 4 people who have no respect for. Y'all involved in scams, and you all got these petty little issues going, which I'm sure your family, mom, sister, knew that she was that kind of person. So stop telling us that she was like the Virgin Mary. She was just, she had been heartbroken by her boyfriend, but she was going to see her family in New York. And she was, okay, I'm going to stop there. So when Kobayashi's family reported her missing 3 days later, after receiving cryptic text messages and claiming that she didn't send them herself, her co-workers decided to dig since they knew the backstory of what was going down on the trip to New York City. So the co-workers were doing their research and the family wasn't. Desiree, who had known Miranda since high school, texted him telling him that they were actively looking for his ex, going as far as ask for the Argentinian couple's name and if they made it to New York. All seemed very sus, and you should have told her family she didn't get on the flight. Actually, no, you should have got off that flight when you realized she wasn't on it. Explain. And then Miranda shot back the ex, hey, it's not my problem to look after her. And I'm with him on that. They broke up. She's being a little brat. Why should he have to get off the flight? He paid for the flight. He's going, okay, he's a crook too, but all right. He doesn't have to fall around LA. She's an adult, he said, and I heard that she also possibly had plans in California. All right, see, she can do what she wants to. I had no reason to get off the plane and miss time on my own trip for something I thought was as simple as just missing one flight and catching the next one. Yes, she could get on the next flight. I shouldn't have to do anything because of her, because her and I had split up 3 to 4 months ago and agreed to no contact. Kobayashi's ex-boyfriend also vehemently defended her green card husband, Alan. Her husband is sweet and just a little guy. Of course, he's a crook and an illegal alien who was trying to do something illegal. But okay. Her husband is sweet and just a little guy and wouldn't hurt a fly. He has nothing to do with any of this, except that he's a crook. All right. So, and all this stuff was known. This stuff was known. And yet the family didn't bother to tell the public because they were, give me some money. All right. So Miranda said his best guess was that Kobayashi was off taking drugs or having a mental health crisis. Now, when I first analyzed this event situation, I said a couple things. Now, first of all, she's an adult. She can do what she wants. I see nobody else is involved in this. She's making her own choices. And she couldn't be having a mental health crisis. She could be off just doing whatever she likes doing. And apparently drugs are one of the things she liked doing. Let's find out more about that. To be honest, he wrote, from what her friends and her mom have told me. Oh, the mom too. She has said to them, what she has said to them leading up to this, it's very possible to be having some kind of mental breakdown from lack of sleep, too much psychedelics, or coke. I don't know. So there are claims that she was into psychedelics and into cocaine. Psychedelics are illegal as far as I know. Cocaine is illegal as far as I know. You might work in a weed shop, and that might be illegal in Hawaii now. I think it is because more and more states are making it legal. So she has the right to smoke all the weed she wants. But coke and psychedelics, I'm not so sure are on the legal list. All right. In her hometown, sources say, Kobayashi was known to use psychedelics, cocaine, and whippets, nitrous oxide. A person close to Amun Miranda's family told Daily Mail that Kobayashi had a, quote, heavy drug problem. And that was a factor in her breakup with Amun, along with the fact that he said that she was seeing an ex-boyfriend who was a DJ. And so drugs and maybe cheating, I don't know. But in other words, things were not perfect in paradise. Amun really didn't like her drug habit. He was just disgusted by it. Desiree acknowledged that Kobayashi liked her psychedelics, but didn't think she thought she only occasionally used them. There's a difference between recreational use and abusing. Okay, I'm going to say that. Considering that we hear about a whole bunch of different kinds of drugs she's using, I'm going to say probably she used them a lot. The smoke shop, I love how they call it a smoke shop, described Kobayashi as, if weed is legal and you sell weed, can't you just say we're a weed shop? As hardworking and reliable, working full-time and rarely taking off time except to travel, as she did earlier this year to go to Japan and California to see the Redwood Forest and Oahu to visit family. Okay. She's making some money there. She definitely is a social butterfly around here, definitely not shy and a free spirit. She has great energy. That's what makes her so likable. Oh, that's fine. Miranda is a carpenter who lived with Kobayashi until they split in a small home along a dirt road that rested on a lush hill sloping down to the ocean. They started planning a trip to New York early this year, purchasing tickets for what was initially planned as a vacation for just the two of them, until they decided to marry people they shouldn't marry. But that plan would expand to include the green card scam, connecting with a couple from Argentina who had come to Maui's North Shore for the beach lifestyle and higher paying jobs. Nanny, another coworker from the smoke shop, said Kobayashi's scam intrigued her and that the woman even offered to hook them up too. I did ask her all these questions, like how does it work? But the coworkers ended up declining her offer, which could have netted them $30,000. It's not enough for us to get in trouble and risk going to jail. We were like, no, sorry, girl. But then she said, oh, 300,000. Might have thought about it. All right. But Miranda and Kobayashi's plan got messy when he discovered she had met up with an ex-boyfriend, a DJ she had dated for years, which led to them breaking up. Her family contested the police's decision to close the investigation after she was seen walking across the border to Tijuana, Mexico. Sharing their concerns that Hana may be in danger, they claimed that they'd received a string of strange messages from Kobayashi, saying if they knew she did drugs, they would also know that sometimes her messages might be strange. So anyway, Kobayashi was left devastated, requesting several days off of work. I know the breakup hurt her, her coworker said. She was down for sure, but nothing raised red flags, at least for me. The former couple rarely spoke with each other after the breakup, but still decided to go forward with a New York trip and later opted to let their new spouses join them for the photo op. They're tagging onto my trip, Desiree recalled Kobayashi telling her about 2 weeks before the departure. She said she'd only give them 1 day of her time. She wanted to continue with her itinerary. All right, so let's see. Kobayashi had been missing for a month before her family announced on Wednesday she had been found safe and was back in touch with her family. She told her relatives she was fine. We are incredibly relieved and grateful that Hana has been found safe. The past month has been an unimaginable ordeal for our family. But did you spread it all over the internet and ask for money for your incredible, irritating ordeal? You knew what your daughter was like. You knew what she was capable of doing, and yet you spread falsehoods everywhere. Didn't tell the truth, hid information, because you're scammers, just like your daughter. We're incredibly relieved and grateful she's been found safe. This past month has been an unimaginable ordeal for our family, and we kindly ask for privacy. Hell no, you don't deserve a damn bit of privacy. Sorry. As we take the time to heal, what are you healing from? The fact that you're heels? And process everything we've been through. Oh, because you've been through so much. What about the public? What about the public that has been through all this? They were like, oh my God, this poor woman's been kidnapped. Oh, we feel so sorry for the family. We want to help them. Oh, what about the public? They have to heal from your scam. Yeah. Okay. You've been through so much because you're liars and scammers. All right. We want to express our heartfelt thanks to everyone who supported us. So that's very easy to say now that you've been caught, essentially. She wasn't the one who promoted the scam. Okay, the marriage scam, yes. But she didn't promote the scam of when she just went about her business. But her family knew dang well what kind of person she was, and they're the ones who perpetrated the scam. So now they're, oh, thank you for your kindness. Your concern meant the world to us. Oh, lovely. Let's see. Anything else? Let's see. Oh, he did jump from the building. Oh, I've always wondered what happened. There has never been any information on what the heck happened to her father, who supposedly died from blunt force trauma in a parking garage. And I'm like, okay, there's only one way, in my opinion, because you can't beat yourself to death with I don't know, like smash your head into cars. I mean, what would you, how would you do that? I had to feel he had to jump. I always felt he was a jumper, but there was never any information. And now it's here in the Daily Mail. So again, Daily Mail, not a bad source. Anyway, but though she's safe, tragedy did touch her family when Kobayashi's father, Ryan, who participated in the search, committed suicide by jumping from a building near the same airport his daughter had walked out of 11 days prior. Okay, so he jumped. So a lot of people thought he was murdered because she was sex trafficked. He was murdered. Nah, none of this stuff, guys. All right. Investigators later declared Kobayashi knowingly departed the airport and changed her status to voluntarily missing, effectively closing the book on the investigation. Her family contested this decision because they want to keep their scams going. Sharing their concerns she may be in danger, claiming they had received a string of strange text messages from her. Oh, God. One seemed to allude to the scam. With Kobayashi texting a friend early on, I got tricked pretty bad in giving away all of my funds from someone I thought I loved. Giving away her funds? Wasn't she getting funds? I mean, and if you've been scammed, hey, Hana, if you were involved in immigration fraud, I don't give a crap about whether you got scammed. Sorry. And why is her family thinking that, therefore, she's like somebody's done something to her when she's the one who is actually the perpetrator? All right. As of this week, signs are still hung in the entrance of Up in Smoke with Kobayashi's pictures declaring her missing. Rip that sucker down. Desiree, her friend at the workplace, said, something must have freaked her out that she dumped her trip and went to freaking Mexico. I can't understand why she missed out on the bucket list trip. I don't know, because I think she's a brat. I'm sorry. That's what I think. She got annoyed. She got annoyed that she had to be there with her ex-boyfriend and she had to do this stupid photo op. She's just pissed off, so she walked away. She and the Kobayashi family are now hoping they can get those answers from Kobayashi in person. Isn't that nice? Well, family, you deserve her, and she deserves you. That's what I said. But what I can tell you is the public didn't deserve what you all did to them. So anyway, those are my thoughts. If you're new to the channel, please do like and subscribe. Please check my playlist for cases that aren't so irritating, where there are true victims, that I analyze what happened to those true victims and profile, do crime scene analysis and profiling, help you understand how that all works. So please do join the channel and check the playlist. And hopefully we will never hear from this group of scammers ever again. Bye.